Welcome to this week's show. I'm Kyle Ching, and I'll be your anchor for the next few shows. This week, we'll be talking about topics that are on the controversial side. Should school start later? Should we have school uniforms? How should we treat people of different religions? And should we be taking standardized tests 2 times a year? We'll take a look into what some of our students think about these topics when we get back. This is a topic that has been pondered for many years. Some people believe that we should start later so there's more time to catch up on sleep, while others believe that we should start at a reasonable time already. The CDC is urging education policymakers to start school later for middle and high school students. We asked Curtis to find out what people think about having a later start time.
Hey WCHS, it's Curtis Houghton here. And my question for this week is, should school start later in the day or should it start at the exact same time?
Hi, my name is Alex Hooker. I believe the school should start at the same time that it currently does because it sets kids up with good habits for the rest of their lives.
I think the school should start later because in speech we did a whole core reading piece about how it's been scientifically proven that teenagers' brains don't fully work before 10 a.m. So I think that waking us up at 8 is not only unproductive, but it's a bit cruel to our body's biology to be waking us up before we're ready.
Hi, my name is Brennan Wardell. I think the school should be at the same time because it's a healthy habit to learn for jobs in the future, and then we get out of school earlier than if it was an hour later.
My name is Derek Krieger. I believe that a school should be later in the day because, well, I know kids that have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and they go to bed at like 11, 12 or whatever because they had homework. And a teenager's body just cannot run like that, you know? I sleep till like 11 or 12 o'clock during the weekends because I have enough time to do so.
Those were some great answers from those students. I'm just wondering, what was your opinion on the subject? This has been Curtis Houghton reporting for Wctv.
Thanks, Curtis. There are many reasons why people get up early to go to school. One of those reasons may be to look your best, but what if that wasn't the case? There are many schools around the world that implement school uniforms. There are even some schools in the U.S. that require school uniforms. While some people have school uniforms have become a normal part of life. But here at WCHS, students can wear whatever they like, within reason of the dress code at least. They have their own opinions about school uniforms and if they should even be implemented. While some people say that uniforms encourage students to focus on their studies, others claim that uniforms infringe on students' rights to express themselves individually. We asked Daniel to find out what students thought about school uniforms.
Hey WCHS, this is Daniel Blankenship. Throughout the U.S., schools have been switching to school uniforms. So I asked students and staff at WCHS if we should.
I think we shouldn't have school uniforms because it's pointless. There's no economic differences, and especially Webster City, and no one judges you on the basis of the clothes you wear. So we shouldn't have school uniforms.
Yes, I do think that we should have uniforms because, it's very professional and it's, bringing out that, we're a good school, I guess. But also because some students wear some inappropriate stuff to school and, you got to follow the school rules. And, it'll also be really cute to wear some uniforms, so...
Well, I actually worked my very first year in a Catholic school teaching, and in that school they had to wear uniforms. And there were some really good things about uniforms. For one thing, you don't worry so much about trying to keep up with the other kids. Money-wise, you don't have to worry about that so much. You know what you're going to wear each day. One of the hard parts about that was I had to send a kid home one day just for not wearing a belt. And, that was not fun to do that because the dress code was really, really strict. So I think there's good things about that because you're not so focused on another person, like, my clothes are better than your clothes, things like that. On the opposite side, though, I think you lose your individuality. So I think that way also. So this is really a hard subject because I kind of see the pros and the cons. And I know I've had kids in the past debate this, and most kids are very much against them.
Even though students and staff may have opposing opinions, school uniforms are still an opportunity for any school. Just remember to do your research before you decide. This has been Daniel Blankenship reporting for Wctv.
Thanks, Daniel. People always say to look your best when you go to church, and religion plays an integral part in some of our students' lives. In this day and age, it's become more important to discuss topics such as these, and thanks to the freedom of religion, you can believe whatever you want to. There are many different religious beliefs that people believe here at WCH Asked. So we asked Jake to find out what role religion plays in our students' lives.
Religion is a very risque topic in our school, but it should be talked about freely. You deserve to believe in whatever you want to believe in. I have a few interviewees talking about their religion freely, a little bit about what their religion is, and a couple things about it.
I am Rachel Derrick, and I am an atheist. I don't practice it at all. An atheist is simply someone who doesn't believe in a god or religion. It's the lack of a god or religion. We don't believe in science or anything else like that. I think that if the religion is important to them and that they celebrate it and they support it, then it should form relationships in their life.
I'm Gabby Bergman, and I'm a Christian. Christianity is the base of that you believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. It means that you believe that Jesus was resurrected after he died, 3 days after he died on the cross, and you accept him as your one and holy Savior. I try to go to church every Sunday, help out at church on Wednesdays. We celebrate it through Easter and Christmas and just everyday things. I think it does have a big impact in my life just from the things I do, trying to represent God well and live through him and just show his love through the world through my everyday actions and trying to better myself to fit his standards. I think relationships and friendships can be based off of religion, and mine do. I don't really try to start a relationship with someone that's against my faith because that's just going to be unhealthy and prone to arguments, and it's just going to be messy. Having a good relationship and a friendship with someone that can also evolve around your faith and have someone that is also a believer, it's really nice to have someone with the same beliefs and just share a common base around your love of God.
So my name is Rahma Khamis. I'm from Tanzania and I'm a Muslim. Part of my religion is I have to pray 5 times a day, not wear pants, have my scarf every day. I don't really do that, and I don't really pray 5 times a day, so I'm a bad one, but that's what I'm supposed to do, pray 5 times a day. Have time where I can read my Quran, which is totally different from a Bible. Well, I know everyone is used to seeing Bibles and stuff, but we have a must-have where we have to read every day, and I really don't do that, but I try some days. And yeah, so that's basically it. Most of the things I do, I have faith in them, and I believe that there's a God who really believes that I can do it. That's why he brought it to me, you can do it. So trust myself, I believe in myself, I have faith that I can do it. And part of it is because of my religion, that I believe there's a God who can help me accomplish what I feel like doing.
In conclusion, all of my interviewees deserve a big thank you for coming onto the show and talking freely about their religion. There are many different religions in this school and many different people. All deserve to be respected. This has been Jake reporting for WCTV.
Thanks, Jake. Standardized testing is a part of WCHS's yearly schedule. This topic can stem on the side of controversial between some of our students and staff. Kira went to find out what students think about standardized testing.
Hello, WCHS. This is Kira Wagner, and for this week, I wanted to ask you all a question. Where 93% of studies and students taking standardized testing show that they have had a positive effect on students in a higher stress learning and environment. So I must ask you, do you think standardized testing should be a necessary requirement for students to do 2 times a year?
Yes.
I think it's necessary. Like, how else are we going to test our skills? I don't like it, but it's necessary.
I believe that we shouldn't have standardized testing. Not because I'm lazy, but because it just takes a lot of my time.
According to the students at WCHS, the results show that there shouldn't be standardized testing.
Thanks, Kira. Standardized testing can be very stressful, so it's a good thing that there are no testing dates coming up this week. Or are there? Kira, what is going on this week?
Hello WCHS, I'm Kira Wagner, and this is what's happening. We have a lot going on this week in and out of school hours, and not just here. On Monday, February 19th, there is a boys basketball game at Charles City where we will be facing Decorah at 6 o'clock. For the boys that are interested in track, there will be a meeting in the plan room on 3:30. On Tuesday the 20th, there is a dance marathon meeting in the auditorium during advisory. There is also a boys basketball game, and they have sub-state finals, so it's a big night for boys basketball team. The very next day, Wednesday the 21st, the high school will be hosting a blood drive here from 8:30 to 2:30 p.m. Then on Saturday the 24th, we all need to wish those that are in speech good luck, for they have their district speech contest that day. Back to you, Kyle.
Thanks again, Kira. Congratulations to the 7 wrestlers that made it to state tournament, and congratulations to the wrestling team for placing 5th at state as a team. That's it for this week's episode of WCTV. Next week, we'll be back into the normal swing of things. This has been Kyle Ching for WCTV.
About the school shooting yesterday, right? Yeah. So the 18-year-old went into the school or outside the school, shot up, and then inside the school shot up. 17 dead. I know, crazy. Or at least yesterday. Like, that's the 18th one in Fort Texas.